Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse today, Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. Now, of course, we have to begin with Eric Adams. Most media are reporting that the case has already been dismissed. To my knowledge, that hasn't been the case. The case is, as it stands now, Emil Bove wrote a memo to Danielle Sassoon, the acting interim U.S. attorney, saying you must move to dismiss expeditiously or as fast as possible, and giving various reasons, including there was a footnote about Victor Boot, which is true. Under the previous administration, they did trade Victor Boot, arms dealer, for Brittany Griner. And according to Emil Bove, and I guess citing some other sourcing, Victor Boot is now selling weapons to the Houthis. So it's sort of a snarky memo, and there it is. But we still have yet to see what SDNY and Ms. Sassoon will do and what Judge Ho will do. So watch the space. As it turns out, yesterday we walked in another direction. Dan Goldman was in fact endorsing Zelnor Myrie, and we put up a live stream, and you can find that there. I got to move on because we got a lot of other cases, many another case. For example, the Judge Engelmeyer's TRO against political appointees accessing Treasury data. There were a flurry of filings. They didn't reach any deal. So the states at 5 p.m. wrote in and said, no need for a change, except a modification, slight modification to allow the Kansas City Federal Reserve Bank in. Nobody knew, but I didn't know about that. But then the government, the federal government, let's put it that way, or some say the Trump administration, or just Trump, wrote in at 11 p.m. or so, after 10, saying it's still, the whole thing should be vacated. In any case, it should be clarified that Scott Bessent and other political appointees can access the data. Of course, Robert Rubin, Larry Summers, various people wrote in to say that's not necessary. The whole thing has become totally partisan. And it reminded me how many of the Treasury secretaries come from Citigroup, by the way. Citigroup, which led the predatory lending meltdown in 2008. Great job, guys. Great job, guys. Now let's go on. Let's go on to not just the sleaze docket. Let's go to the hype docket. First of all, Blake Lively in her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. She was supposed to file an amended complaint this Friday, February 14th. That's what they said. I covered it. In fact, we have a book out called Hollywood Hearsay. Well, she's asked for an extension until March 5th. Many people are curious why that is. We'll just have to see, but there it is. We also stumbled on an extremely hype case yesterday. Megan Thee Stallion and a cameraman who sued her. She apparently doesn't want to be deposed. They said depose in February. She said, no way, how about June? The judge said, no, got to be faster. So we're now covering that one for what it's worth. You can find it. For some reason, it was apparently it's not getting that much coverage. Now it has. Now, on a topic that we just simply will not let go, not a question of let go of, the UN is totally corrupt, and in order to avoid being exposed, this has Inner City Press is banned. And yet, dissatisfied and whistleblowing UN staff from agencies all over the world continue to write in, and we continue to publish. First, we asked the spokespeople to comment on these things, and they don't, because they don't have to. All they have to do is play footsie with, Xinhua, China State Television, Al Jazeera. And none of these people are writing about UN corruption, for obvious reasons. So, we today have two scoops, one from UNDP, UNCDF, and the other one from UNOPS. These are all, you can look up this alphabet soup, but be aware, they are wasting hundreds of millions of dollars. I really mean it. There's a lot of talk about waste in Washington. You have not seen the UN. And so the reporting will continue, as will our application to rejoin. No, we don't want to join. Just want to go in and ask questions about all this corruption. And it's still pending, and the litmus test continues, as do we. Now, approaching the court, as you can see, Inner City Press on the case, to be continued.